Alright guys, so we just got it all put back in and you can see how nice it looks. As you see, it looks pretty damn good. I like the recessed look. And then this little 45 here on the port looks kind of cool. Alright, so today we're going to start building the box for the Honda. And we'll run you through some of the steps. So the first thing is you go get yourself some plans. You can tell I make plans, so if you'd like to get one, it's $30 and it comes with step by step here how everything's going to go together, and cut sheet so that you know how to cut it. And I set these up so that you can make cut, which splits up your sheet, and then you can make the smaller cuts and continue building your pieces. And then in the step by step, you'll see kind of the different things that are laid out. And so this is the box, and it's kind of going to be how it lays out. I'm going to stay the same color as the wall in the Jeep. So it's just for 112, about 2.5 cubes, tuned at 32 hertz. So I'm going to throw it here in the Honda. So if you want to get some box design made, then what I need from you is to grab your tape measure, come in here and get your height. If this will focus. Grab your height, grab your width, and grab your depth. Height, width, and depth. Those are the three things I need. I'd also like to know what the vehicle is, get an idea of kind of what I'm playing with. And then I'd like the exact model number of the subwoofer if possible. I'm using the Incriminator Audio 12, and you just go on and find out what the model number is, like if it's dual 2 ohm or dual 4 or dual 1. Just give me the information on the speaker and the information on the car, and those are the things I pretty much need. So there we go. Okay, so looking at the cut sheet that I provide with these, you can get a sense of kind of the parts you need to cut out. Like I said earlier, if you cut along these lines, you can cut the sheet up, you know, so I try to line everything up so you can get a clean cut through, and then break it down a little more after that. Just makes it easier to work with, and it helps be a few steps ahead of the process. So what I'm going to do is go grab my sheet, which is 4x8 sheet of birch, and I'll start dividing it up into those 3 sections, and I can just keep running it through and dividing it up into the pieces. If I can get thinking, you can see how the pieces go together right here on us actually, but like here's the speaker cutout. So these are things you'll be doing, like I showed them in the cut sheet, but these are things you'll be doing after everything's been cut out. It just kind of helps represent which pieces are which, but I'll label it here so you go to the box later and then measure out the center, and then I'll give you the diameter. I'm going to do a flush mount, so there's 2 diameters here, so the first baffle and second baffle, which looks like that. And I'll give you a little bit of a photo rendering of what it will end up looking like. This one has stain on it, so I stained it the color that's kind of going to be. So anyway, if you'd like to get a hold of me and have these done, you can email me at JeepAndBass@gmail.com. So link in the description or the email address. And here's a little review. So I'm using 3/4 inch birch. It's slightly less in real life, so I designed to incorporate that, so that might explain some of the 1/16 of an inch stuff. Sometimes you don't have to be that accurate, but I try to do this pretty accurate. I'll let you know if there's any 45 cuts, what round over sizes to use, and then I'll start you out with the steps. So step 1 would be I'd take the bottom, slap the back on at a 90, and then slap some sides on it, and work towards, probably want to, I think this next one's putting the 45 on, 45 in it, and then you're ready to put the front baffle on. and then the port later, because the front baffle will help line it up where it's going to end up placing, so you don't have to do much measuring. I'll just build the entire port like outside and then just drop it in. So these 3 pieces, we'll do that, and then you slap the top on and have the hole cut out. So we're gonna do those things. So we're in the shop today. It's a little dirty, but that is how it is. But we got this 3/4 inch burnt sheet left over from one of my wall builds, so that's what I'm gonna use today. I think this is only a 5 ply, so it was cheaper, but it's got the red oak laminate on it, so it should stain out really nice and look good. So we'll do that. So I'm gonna just do this video the way I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna exactly like show you guys every step of the way. I'm using table saw and a router and some of the better tools to have. I realize not everybody has these things, but you could still accomplish the same thing. I'm just kind of getting the rough idea how it all works, and letting you guys know that yeah, you can get some designs, and it might help the process out a lot, because it pretty much eliminates most of your thinking. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Might be a little dark in here because the light went out, and so we'll deal with that. But I'll go ahead and start ripping the sheet up, and we're gonna start assembling. I got some screws and glue, and we're just gonna go from there. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start cutting this thing. Since the sheets are so big, and I want to make these big cuts to try to like shrink the sheet down, I like to use the circular saw, and this might be how you do the entire box, which is okay. So I use the circular saw to kind of break the sheet down. I got 2 tables sitting here, so I can just zip right through them. I got this big straight edge, so I can draw my line. And come over here with my plans, I notice that it says 29 by 18. So 29 is the width, obviously. So I'm gonna measure out with my tape measure here. I'm gonna go for 29, which is right on in heel. So make an accurate little mark. Actually, mine's a little off, but okay, so 29. Okay, so now we've got the sheets cut down into a more manageable size. You can see there's 4 sections here. I divided it with a line here, line here, line here, line here. So this is scrap, and I have these 4 sections. Now the next thing to do is go over to my table saw and cut these sections down right here, like that. And so let's go set up the table saw. Like right there. So the 18's on my side of the blade, which is the side I'm keeping. You don't want it to be over here. That's bad, because you're going to lose this 1/8 inch off the blade here. So I'm going to keep it on that side, and set the fence exactly right there, and double check it after it's been locked. And then when that's all double checked, then you're ready to start ripping through. So we're going to rip a piece, and we should have a few pieces. All right, so we got all the parts cut out, and the next step I'm going to do is go ahead and start cutting out the circles. I like to do that before I do the box, being that I have the Jasper circle jig or whatever it is. So I just sit them on a table and use the router and cut it out. So I gotta do it twice, one for the outside and one for the inside diameter. I have them listed here based on the factory specification. So I'll find center first by measuring out my measurements all 4 ways. Take that center, and then that's where a pin goes for the jig, and then the router will come out circle. So we're gonna go set that up, and we'll cut out the circles. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start putting the box together. I got all the pieces cut out, and they're kind of just laying over there. So to get started, I like to get one of these little angle clamps, or 2 of them, and you put them on each side, and then it'll hold this first piece perfectly square with the box. So you can do that, and then you glue it in, screw it in. I like to use, let's see, where are they? These Spax. They're a Torx head and special little tip, so it drills in really good. And they're pretty small, so they won't split the wood so much. And then I also like to use the Tight Bond 2 wood glue. It's an old bottle. Tight Bond 2. And just lay a bead on there, and then you can screw it together with these. So I'm gonna go work on the box a little more, and we'll let you guys know when the progress is a little farther along, and show you what it looks like. All right, YouTube. So I got the box put together. I skipped a few steps here in the video, but being this is not really a how-to video, I just kind of wanted to share some of what I was doing. It's not a big deal, but I have some pictures before I finally assembled it. As you see, it looks pretty damn good. I like the recessed look, and then this little 45 here on the end of the port looks kind of cool. Now we're just doing some wood putty. We're going to give it a final sand down, and we're going to stain it, same as my wall on the Jeep. So turned out pretty good. So we'll just give it a nice little sanding, and I got the SMD terminal to put on the side there. And then test fitted the sub. It looks pretty cool. Fits in the trunk just perfect. I got all the interior put back in the trunk now, and just gotta vacuum it and clean it, and then the box can go in. And then I can start thinking about doing some wiring and get the head unit put in. We still have a little bit of time before that's gonna happen, but we're slowly making progress. So. Pretty good looking box. So we're just gonna wait for the putty to dry up, and then I'm gonna give it a good sand down. Then we're gonna stain it, just like in the Jeep. Same color. So let's go look at the Jeep and I'll show you the color. Alright, so now we're at the Jeep, and I'll show you. It's a little bit bigger of a box than I just built in Honda, as you're gonna be able to see. There we go. So there's the stain color. It should look about like that. So it'll kind of be matching, and hopefully I can get some stickers to put on the box too, so it'll kind of be uniform between my vehicles. And it's got a little gloss on it, so it's a little shiny, so it should look pretty good. So all right, now we're gonna go ahead and stain this. I got it all sanded down, and so it looks pretty damn good. This is the bottom, so I didn't worry about it. Right, here's the top side. Looks pretty good. So it's the same stain as in the Jeep, and I like to usually use like a rag or a sock or something, but I got these pretty heavy-duty paper towels. I'll just see how those work. I'm not doing furniture or anything, so it's not going to be super duper beautiful stain, but we'll make it look all right. So I'll dip a little in here. I'll give it a try out here on the bottom of the box just to see. I'll have to do more than one coat to get my darkness that I want, but overall I like the way that looks. So I'm just gonna keep going, get this whole box done. So, thing with stain, watch out for the end grains because they'll soak up a lot more than regular. So if you want to keep it consistent and even, sometimes you can skip over those. So I'm gonna go finish up the box. I use two hands because holding the camera isn't helping me, but as you can see, it should look pretty good once it's done. Alright, so we're all stained up, and we just put the clear on there, just brushed on. So you can see the brush marks, but I made them go with the grain. It looks pretty good. So we're gonna let that dry. Just use the polyurethane gloss, same brand as the stain. It's meant to protect it and seal it up. As you can see, pretty nice. Got the SMD little thing put in there, speaker terminal. So should be pretty nice. And then here is the sub. So give that a few hours, it should be dry, and I should be able to put it in the trunk, see kind of what it's going to look like, and then maybe we can hook it up to the Jeep or something and play it today, being that I don't have the head unit or the wiring to install the amp in the Honda yet, but I like to hear it. So there's that box. We got a little bit of acoustic foam, some leftover things, so we'll see. Alright guys, so we just got it all put back in, and you can see how nice it looks. I just have some wires laying in there. I just had it hooked up to the Jeep, and I was piggybacking some power off the Jeep to play this thing, and it gets down. It is crazy. Very, very happy with it. So look out for the next video or so. Hopefully I'll post up something of demoing this. It's got some nasty flex, and it really plays lows. I was playing down like 25, 24 hertz, no problem. So it does really, really good, and it looks really, really good. So there's kind of the walkthrough on the box. Hopefully the camera shows off how pretty it is. You can see that gloss. But go check out the channel. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll get this thing playing soon. Got that DC deadener in there. You know how we do it. But yeah, definitely look out for this one. It gets loud. So as soon as I get it under its own power and I get the head unit put in, we'll go ahead and put on a meter. Until then, make sure you hit up the channel and check out all the other stuff going on. If you didn't see the Jeep earlier in the video, here it is again. Same kind of theme with the stain, and we got a wall though. So a little comparison between my daily and my competition. So anyway, last update before I close the video is, if you're watching this before August 6th of 2016, I'll be at Race Wars with the Jeep in Sacramento. All the information will be in the description, and I'll be out there demoing all day. So if you want to hear the Jeep, I'll definitely be there. And then sooner or later I'll get the Honda out in the lanes and start competing with it too. It's actually loud enough I don't feel bad about taking it to shows, so that's a good thing. But anyway guys, we're going to call this video done, and I hope you enjoyed watching the little box build I did. And remember, if you need any box designs, you can hit me up, JeepAndBass@gmail.com. I'll put it in the description so you have it. And anyway, we'll check in later guys. Peace. She